and welcome to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make 3 adorable little Halloween plushies. These plushies are actually pretty easy, so if you're new to sewing, they're a good project for beginners, and don't worry, I'll be showing you step by step how to make them. The patterns for these plushies are completely free and they're available down below in the description box. So you can go click on that link, print out the templates, and use them to cut out the pieces you'll need to make these plushies. These plushies include this little candy corn plushie, this little ghost plushie, which is definitely the easiest plushie out of the 3 I'll be showing you how to make. And then lastly, the little pumpkin plushie. I use black plastic safety eyes on my plushies here, but if you do not have black plastic safety eyes, don't worry, you can still make the plushies without them. Just cut out circles of black material and glue them on instead when you glue on the mouth and the cheeks. So with all that being said, let's get into this tutorial. So the first plushie I'm going to show you guys how to make is the little candy corn plushie right here. And to make this plushie, the first thing you're going to have to do is take one of those yellow pieces and also one of those white pieces and place them next to each other like this. And then I'm just taking some tape and I'm putting it right here to temporarily just hold those pieces together. And then next you're going to take one of those orange pieces, place it right there, and then you're going to use the fell stitch, and so across here and across here to attach this orange piece onto the white piece and also the yellow piece. Before you can use the fell stitch, you'll have to thread and knot your needle with some orange thread. So as you can see, I have some orange thread looped through the needle, and then all the way at the other ends there is a little knot. If you don't know how to thread and knot your needle, no worries. I actually have a video for that and I'll link it on the screen for you to go check out. To do the fell stitch, you're going to take your sewing needle and you're going to make your first stitch like this through both pieces, so through the white piece and through the orange piece. And then you're going to pull, and then you're going to make a stitch up here just through the white piece. So it's like right where it meets that orange piece, but you're only going through the white piece. And then again you'll pull all the way. And then there you go. It's really that simple. So you'll just continue doing that all the way across here. And to show you that again, you'll make a stitch like this. You'll pull. And then you'll make a stitch up here like this. And pull. And I'll show you that one more time. So you'll make a stitch over here, pull, and then up here, and pull. And then while doing these stitches, try to make each stitch about the same distance from each other, and also try to make each stitch about the same length. At this point, this is what the piece is going to look like. And now what we're going to do is cut off the excess white piece here and the excess yellow piece. So you can take some scissors and just cut this part off, and then also cut this part. And be sure to not cut any of the stitches because that would completely ruin all the work that you had just done. And I also cut off the edges just because I find it easier to sew the plush together later on when it's like this. So now we're going to be adding on the black plastic safety eyes, and like I said in the beginning of this video, if you do not have the black plastic safety eyes, you most certainly do not need to put them on your plush, so you can skip this step if you are not adding them on. But if you are adding on the black plastic safety eyes, what you're going to do is place the eyes onto the plush, also the mouth, and then the cheeks. just to get an idea of how you want the face arranged on the plush. And then once you have the face arranged in the way that you would like it to look when the plush is complete, you're going to remove an eye, and then you're going to take a marker and just make a dot right where that eye was. And then do the same thing for the other eye. And then you can put these safety eyes over to the side for now and remove the mouth and the cheeks and fold this in half. Take some scissors and make a small hole right where those marks are. And then to attach one of the safety eyes onto the plush, you're just going to put it through one of those holes. And then you're going to take one of the backings and just press it on. Like that. And then you'll attach the other eye the exact same way. And then you're going to sew the other white, orange, and yellow piece together the exact same way. The only difference is that you will not be adding on the black plastic safety eyes this time. Then you're going to take these two pieces and lay them on top of each other so that one side will look like this and the other side will look like that. So now you're going to thread and knot your needle with some yellow thread, and then you're going to use the blanket stitch and sew all the way along here to attach this yellow piece and this yellow piece together. To do the blanket stitch, the first thing you're going to do is pull back this front piece and make your stitch through this back piece over here, and then pull all the way. And you're making the stitch that way so that the knot will then be hidden inside the plush. And then you're going to make a stitch through both pieces, and you're going to come back through where that first stitch was made. So pull, but before pulling all the way, you're going to take your needle and you're going to go through this loop right here, and then pull. And then there you go. There's your first stitch. So to show you that again, you'll make a stitch like this, pull, but before pulling all the way, you're going to take your sewing needle and go through that loop right here, and then pull. And I'll show you one more time. So make a stitch, pull, go through this loop, and then pull all the way. And you'll just keep doing that all the way to this point right here. Now you're going to thread and knot your needle with some orange thread, and then you're going to use the blanket stitch again to sew along here and also along here to attach this orange piece and this orange piece together. Now that the orange and also the yellow pieces are sewn together, the last part is to sew together the white pieces. So as you can probably already guess, you're going to thread and knot your needle with some white thread, and then you're going to use the blanket stitch and you're going to sew along here to attach this piece and this piece together. But before sewing it completely shut, remember to fill it up with some stuffing. Also, I'm going to be adding a little bit of ribbon up here so that you can hang up the plush or use it as a keychain or anything like that. So I'll be showing you how to add the ribbon on in a little bit. I only sewed up to this point because now I'm going to be adding on the ribbon, and I'm going to be putting on some of this adorable little trick or treat ribbon. I think it's so cute and so perfect for the Halloween plushies. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this, and then I'm going to fold it in half, And I'm folding it in half in a way so that you can see the full trick or treat with the little stars up there. And then I like to add a little bit of tape onto the ribbon just to hold the ribbon in place. I find it just easier having the ribbon held in place so it doesn't move around when sewing it onto the plush. So anyway, added some tape right here, and I'm just gonna cut off some of the excess of it. And then now that I have this with the little loop, I'm going to place it in between the plush. And I'm going to place it just so you can see the little stars and then the trick or treat. It's just so cute. Oh my gosh. I love this ribbon. And then to then sew the ribbon in between the plush, you're going to make a stitch through both pieces of material and also through the ribbon. Pull, and then make a stitch through just the ribbon like this. And then you're going to pull, go through that loop, and then pull all the way. Just like that. And then to show you that one more time, you'll make a stitch, go through the ribbon up here, go through the loop, and then pull all the way. Oh, kind of knotted. There you go. And then you'll just continue doing the blanket stitch over here. And now we're going to fill up the plush with some stuffing. And then I don't know if you can see this through the camera, but you can slightly see the orange ribbon through this white material. So when filling the stuffing up here, I'm actually going to fill the stuffing in front of the ribbon. And then also I'm going to fill some behind the ribbon so that the ribbon is kind of in between the stuffing and it's not pressed up against either side of the material. So then you won't see the orange ribbon. And then once the plush is filled up with stuffing, you're just going to sew this open and closed using the blanket stitch. And then the last step to finishing your little candy corn plushies is to glue on the little mouth and cheeks onto the plushie. And I'm just going to be using tacky glue to attach these pieces on, but you can use any type of fabric glue that you would like. This is what your little candy corn plushie should look like when you're all done. It's super, super, super cute. And now that we're done with these, we're going to move on to the little ghost plushie. So that's this one right here. And this plushie is definitely the easiest one out of the three that I'll be teaching you how to make in this video. The first step to making your little ghost plushie is to attach on those black plastic safety eyes if you are going to be adding black plastic safety eyes onto your plushie, and you're going to attach them the exact same way as I had done on the candy corn plushie. Then you're going to want to place these two pieces right on top of each other like this, and then you're going to thread a knot your needle with some white thread, and then you're going to use the blanket stitch and just sew all the way around to attach the two pieces together. And then just a reminder, the blanket stitch is the exact same stitch that was used around the candy corn plushie. Also, just like the candy corn plushie, before sewing the ghost plushie completely shut, remember to fill it up with some stuffing. And then also I'm going to be adding a little bit of ribbon up on the top, which again is completely optional, but I'm going to be adding this little ghost ribbon. I think it just suits the little ghost plushie so well. I mean, look how cute these little faces are. I'm going to make it so that this happy ghost is seen right up on the front because this plushie is a happy ghost. And then lastly, just like the candy corn plush, you're going to be using some fabric glue to glue on the mouth and the cheeks onto the ghost plushie. And then once you finish gluing on the mouth and the cheeks, this is what your little ghost plushie is going to look like. And now that I've shown you how to make the candy corn plush and also the ghost plush, the last plushie to show you guys how to make is the little pumpkin plushie, which is this one right here. The first step to making your little pumpkin plushie is to take one of these orange pieces and also one of these, and you're just going to place them on top of each other like this, and then you're going to use the fell stitch and sew along here and also along here to attach this oval piece onto this bigger piece here. And then just a reminder, the fell stitch is that stitch that was used along here and also here on the candy corn plushie. After you sew these two pieces together, the next step is to attach the black plastic safety eyes if you are going to add those onto your plushie. You're going to be adding the black plastic safety eyes in a very similar way as the candy corn plushie and the ghost plushie, but it's going to be slightly different since we're going to be putting the black plastic safety eyes through two pieces of material, since you have this piece here and this piece also in the back. Just like the other two plushies, you're going to arrange the eyes, mouth, and cheeks onto this piece just to get an idea of how you want the face to look when the plush is complete. And then again, you're going to take a marker and just make a mark where each of those eyes are, like that. I typically like to put the eyes in the center of my plushies, but you can put the eyes anywhere you would like on your plushie. And now you can remove the cheeks and also the mouth. And then you're going to fold this in half and then use some scissors to cut a little hole here and a little hole here. So at this point, you're going to see that you have two little holes cut through this front piece here, but you don't have any holes cut through this back piece. So what you're going to do is take that marker again, and then you're going to press down on the hole over here and over there, so that it'll form two little dots on the back. And then you're going to fold this in half and again cut two holes where those marks are. And then now that you have two holes going through both pieces over here and also over here, you can now attach the black plastic safety eyes. After this piece is complete, you can put this over to the side, and now you're going to take the other two orange pieces and again just sew them together the exact same way you sewed these two pieces together. After you sew these two pieces together, you can put them over to the side, and now we're going to move on to these two green pieces. To sew the stem together, you're going to place the two green pieces right on top of each other, and then you're going to thread your needle with some green thread, and you're going to sew around the piece using the blanket stitch, And remember to fill it up with some stuffing before you sew the plush closed. And just a reminder, the blanket stitch is the stitch that was used around the candy corn and the ghost plushie. So it was that stitch that was used all the way around the plush. Now that you have the 2 orange pieces and the green piece complete, you can attach all the pieces together. To do that, you're first going to take both of the orange pieces and lay them on top of each other. Like this, so that one side will look like this, and the other side will look like that. Then using orange thread, you're going to use the blanket stitch and just sew all the way around to about here. And we're going to leave this part open because we're going to add the stem and some ribbon and then fill up the plush with some stuffing over here. As you can see, I've sewn from here all the way around up to here. And now what we're going to do is add the green stem right there. And then also, if you would like, you can add a little piece of ribbon. So I have this piece right here, and I'm just going to add it right behind the stem. Like that. And now we're just going to do some stitches around here to attach the stem and the ribbon in between the plush. And then you're going to fill up the plush with some stuffing and then sew this open and closed. And then the last step, just like the other 2 plushies, is to use some fabric glue to glue on the mouth and the cheeks. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and have lots of fun making your own little Halloween plushies. I know I had a lot of fun making them, and I'm definitely going to be hanging them up in my place this fall season. They're just some really cute decorations that just make me smile, and I hope they make you smile too. And that's it for this video, so I hope you all have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one.